Yeah. Chillin' with my kids, count cake. We done made it from the apartments to the house to the lake. God is all of my plans, that's the walk through. God is all of my Chillin' with my kids, count cake. We done made it from the apartments to the house to the lake. God is all of my plans, that's the walk through. God is all of my plans.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talk That Talk. I'm your host, Tor'i Bionic Brooks. I'm here with that fly guy, Ty.
Yes,
we cover everything from sports to entertainment to lifestyle and culture. This episode today, if you can't tell from the shirt or from the jersey I got on, is about the Olympics.
Hey, a lot going on.
There's a lot happening in the Olympics, man. A lot going on. We're going to dive into it, get straight to it. What are your thoughts so far about the Olympics? Just keep it a little brief real quick.
Real brief, the biggest thing for me is I'm happy it's back, full-fledged, full force. COVID definitely did a toll on the last one, so glad that it's back, full force, in its entirety. So that's the biggest thing for me. Everybody's able to partake and enjoy the festivities and the competition and get out and support their country. So that's big for me.
That's what's up, and you hit the nail on the head with that one, bro. You talked about it, getting out and supporting your country. I feel like this is bringing a lot of people together. Mm-hmm. If the country was divided, now the country is coming together a little bit to come support each other around sports, and it's the hardest team to make. As a person myself, I've tried on a couple of different occasions on a couple of different sports to be able to make an Olympic team. I'm wearing my USA Basketball 3x3 jersey. They've been having a little bit of a rough go.
Yes, they have.
This Olympics, but we're not gonna talk about that just yet. And they also like track and field. With you and I both, being guys that have a track and field background. Personally, myself, I come from a track and field family. My sister was on the Olympic team. She was an Olympian, so she is an Olympian. Mm-hmm. Once an Olympian,
always
yes, an Olympian. So I got an Olympian in my family with my sister in the sport of track and field. And personally, I wanted to be able to compete in track and field at a high level. Went to USA Championships. Ultimately fell short of my goal in 2016, but the numbers I see them doing right now, I might have to get back to it. Hey, I got the feeling, I got the kick right now that I need to get out of retirement. But enough of that, man. Enough about me. What are y'all thoughts so far on the Olympics? I think we're all in agreement that we're happy that it's back. Mm-hmm. But what has been your favorite part on the Olympics so far?
Man, me personally, I've been seeing tons of dope pictures, tons of really cool action shots that I don't know if we've seen them before, or I don't know what's going on, but like surfing. I was watching surfing, the guy that got captured right above the wave, the surfboard kind of, right with him and everything. Like those things are crazy. So I've been looking at a lot of the photos and a lot of the action shots that have been captured throughout the competitions, and I think that is just, it speaks volumes to kind of outside of the sports, you know what I mean? Some of these photographers are, really taking on a role and really like, hey, let me get some great shots.
That's amazing. No, that's a really good one. That's a unique perspective. We're able to see the Olympics and the games from another perspective through their lens. That's amazing. So I like that specifically. I think that personally for me, you and I went to a small D2 school in Grand Rapids, Michigan, Davenport University, and we had one of the best rugby programs in the nation. They won national championship after national championship. One of our good friends, you guys have seen on the podcast as well, Will Urena, he was also a big rugby guy, rugby player and stuff like that. So we learned a lot about the sport around that time, and we learned how big it was going to be, in like 2011, 2012, 2013. We had friends that were telling us rugby's the next Olympic sport. It's the next big thing. And so it's been amazing to see that transition, because we had a very prominent men's rugby program and a national team and stuff like that. And then the U.S. women's national team just won their first ever gold medal. It's great to see that. That's one of my favorite parts so far. And then also as a viewer, I've been watching at home. I love all the sports, but some that really stick out to me normally are like, I'm not even going to talk about that yet. I'll get into that a little bit later in the podcast. But one thing that really stuck out to me specifically was I watched the fencing match. I watched the gold medal fencing match, and it was Hong Kong versus France, I believe. And I think, France was up. Like, the woman from France was up like 12 to like 6. And matches are to 15.
Right.
and the number 1 seed was from Hong Kong, and she actually made a drastic comeback, and actually came back to win the gold medal. Man. And it was demoralizing for the France.
Oh yeah.
For the France woman, because time was running out, so she had time. She had time on her side, and then 2, for somebody to come back and score 6 on you, she was parrying her and then wrapping her around and jabbing her. I'm like, oh, that had me really excited. I really like watching the fencing match.
Yeah.
She was American.
No, it wasn't American. It wasn't. You're talking about the team. The team American, the American team. Yeah, see, I be paying attention now. Hey, you're not gonna get me. You're not gonna get me. The women's American team, they won gold, so they did a good job of that. But I'm talking about the individual match. Hong Kong and France. Solo, yeah. Hey, your boy be on it, yeah. Exactly. I'll be on that, yeah.
Brooks knows his stuff.
Go ahead, try me again, Kevin.
Going back to rugby too. The USA men's won bronze.
Yeah, so, it's a good team. I feel like for sports like that, it's not our original sport, so it's like we still have a learning curve because absolutely. American football kind of takes precedence over here. And I think with rugby, because there's no full contact American women football, it's only flag. I feel like we have some of the best female athletes in the world. So them being able to learn the game early on and play and develop and stuff like that, it works into their favor. So we're going to end up being one of the better countries in my eyes. When I saw other guys we saw growing up, or in college and stuff that play rugby at a high level, some of the guys were from South America.
Yeah, I was about to say,
you know what I mean? They were from other countries, and rugby is huge in other countries. So I wouldn't expect that should be a sport that our men's side would be, the best team in the Olympics at that.
At this time.
But at this time, exactly. Once we develop it and we get a little bit more of a rugby infrastructure in the American system where people can learn, develop, and grow and play the game a little bit more, I think that our men's team can do a lot better moving forward in future Olympics.
Do you think if American football players joined the rugby team, do you think they make the USA team better or worse?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think that they would make the team better. If we had more American football players that adopted the sport of rugby, the teams would get better because the athletes are, they're bigger, faster, stronger, and they're very physical. So they understand how to play a physical game. It's just learning the game, which is going to be the learning curve of as far as how long it's going to take for them to get up to speed, and then specifically our skill positions. So we think about the wide receiver, the running backs, the some of the tight ends, maybe some DBs and stuff like that too. You think about them, they're going to be really good in the sevens game, in the sevens rugby, where it's a little bit faster. So I definitely think that NFL athletes could make rugby a little bit better.
I think the archetype is the same, right? The stature, maybe a little bit bigger and meatier because you're not using pads. So maybe a little bigger and meatier on the rugby side of things. But I think the archetype is pretty much, built the same. It's just, right, like you said, learning the game, learning how to play the game and learning the rules and learning, how to take advantage of, those athletic traits that I do have in football in rugby.
Yeah, and I agree, but I also kind of disagree with one of the statements you said. But it makes sense where you're coming from. I think overall, they're meatier in general, but
12s, maybe not 7s.
No, I'm just saying, even in general, even 7s, even the skill positions in 7s, they're a little bit bigger because, like you said, no pads, and the players look a little different. A wide receiver is equivalent to a winger, and I feel like a winger is going to be a little bit bulkier than a wide receiver, but that's not taking into account. We got DNs, we got tackles, we got so there's a lot of football players that are meaty. It's just when we're thinking about the overall, everybody from top to bottom who's going to be playing, everybody on a rugby team is going to be a little bit bulkier than a football player because, like you were saying, or like we were mentioning, a wide receiver might be a little bit wirier. You know what I mean? DBs might be a little bit smaller and stuff like that. But I definitely think that's really interesting to see in the rugby game and just see the body types and the athletes. I think, who is it, Carlin Niles? Carlin Isles is I think, was he a track and field guy?
What's his,
Carlin Isles, Isles. He's a rugby guy. Fast. He's fast. Small guy.
Used to be a track and field
Yeah,
guy. Probably like in college or something like that, or
it was a high level at something. And it just was so long ago to where I can't necessarily remember like how he made that transition over into
rugby.
But how
What
did he
did
make
he
that
do before?
transition
Yeah.
into rugby? Like, what did Carlin Isles do before rugby?
Track.
Okay, yep. And what
What was he running?
He was a sprinter. But
He's a sprinter.
yeah, so that was one of the first guys that I saw come from, another sport, and that's when rugby got a little bit popular because a guy like that was showing off his speed on the rugby field as well. But all in all, I think that it's been interesting to see. Like, America is usually super dominant in the Olympics, but we haven't racked up as many gold medals as we normally do. Would you say that that's because all these other countries are catching up and they're closing the gap in talent? What would you say is the biggest contributing factor to why the American team isn't retaining as many gold medals as we're used to in the Olympics?
I think the state of the world might have a little bit to do with it. I think there's just so much going on in the world right now, and especially in our country, in the U.S. I think some of that kind of, stifles us just a little bit. But I personally want to give credit to the rest of the world and their development and what they're doing to catch up and to close those gaps between us just being super dominant and, their lack of skill or their lack of information or their lack of knowledge. I just feel like, they're closing that gap and they're, quickly becoming better. And we see it, predominantly in basketball because that's what we're watching all the time. And we see it, we see it in the development of younger to older to all the way to the NBA. Now, I know we're dominating right now as the U.S., but, we're battling. These games are coming down to the wire.
I mean, in my eyes, I think that, they're closing the gap. And I think from a nation standpoint, we don't have the infrastructure in all of these sports to be able to develop the talent the right way. And we have other areas or other geographical areas that are a little bit more adept to being able to have those things in place to specialize in certain categories. Yeah. So I don't necessarily think that we're falling off. Yeah, I just think that like we're saying, to close the gap, it's either you go, people rise to you either go down or people come up to you. And I feel like a lot of people are coming up to us and meeting us where we're at, but also specializing in certain things and trying to master certain sports rather than trying to be like, all right, we got to get gold in all of these sports. It's like, okay, well, we're going to take away gold in this sport. We're going to take away gold in that sport. And that's why we're still racking up the medals. It's just we're not as dominant across the board. But I think that, for us, being as dominant as we are and obtaining the medals that we got, it's a good showing of how much dominance we still have as a country. And, we really are them, you know what I'm saying? Because we really performed at a high level to be able to make sure that we had the most medals this Olympics.
As we should. And then I think we've seen a lot of that. I watched the opening ceremonies a little bit, and the numbers of the teams kind of showed that. You have some countries with 1, 2, maybe 6 people, and other countries with 80 to 100, participants and athletes. You got countries that are just like, nah, we got 1 or 2 people that are really good in this.
We got some dogs in
and
this.
We're going to come over and we're going to rock this out.
Yep.
So, I think we see it in that for sure.
And I think, I don't know if a lot of people at home, if you're tuning in, if you're listening, if you really understand how this really works, there are Olympic committees, there's Olympic standards, there's, qualifying games and stuff like that. So before all these teams, I'm going to speak on basketball specifically right now, but before all these teams got an opportunity to be in the Olympics, they had to compete against each other to be able to qualify for the Olympics. Same thing with some of these other sports and, soccer and rugby and track and field specifically. You got to hit a standard, you have to hit a number to be able to be an Olympic qualifier, and then you have to place top 3 at the Olympic or
the trials.
Yeah, at the Olympic trials. You know what I mean? So those are kind of methods and your routes to be able to get there, and that's how some countries end up with a lot of people. In some countries end up with not so many people because there's still a qualifying standard you got to hit, or you have to qualify in some form or fashion to be able to be in the Olympic Games. I saw, Kevin, you had some notes back there, man. Like,
Bro, America got almost 600 people competing in the Olympics.
Those
Is that
are the numbers.
Biggest team?
Yeah, so what's the largest?
Yeah, 592.
And what's the lowest?
Athletes. It's got to be one. I definitely seen a country with one.
I think the lowest is.
It's got to be one.
You can't look it up. You the one with the phone?
Yeah.
He over there
It's
trying.
like, man, I don't want to, because I know like countries like Cameroon have like maybe 4 or 5 athletes. I know countries like, who else did I see? Yeah, don't quote me on these numbers either.
Exactly.
Don't quote me on these numbers.
That's why
I just remember seeing lower numbers for certain.
I'm staying away from it. We got producers. We got
Big
people who
facts.
can do the work for us.
Belize has 1 athlete.
See, Belize
Exactly.
was- I
We
was
won.
going, that was
We won. All right, there we go. We
should have
got.
been confident that
Yeah, you should have been confident in that.
because it
answer.
was Belize, and I thought about it too.
Yeah, Belize got
One athlete. What are they? What is their
Their specialty.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think it's been interesting to see a lot like the women's gymnastics team. They've been dominating too, and they redeemed themselves. I know that this was a redemption arc for a lot of the women on the gymnastics teams as well. And recently, I saw a little excerpt from the Russian gymnastic coach, and he stated that there's simply nothing to watch. Like Simone Biles has no great performance. And so that brought up the question, like that's a little bit small excerpt, but that brought up the question, is Simone Biles too dominant in gymnastics, or is the coach hating and the rest of the world needs to catch up?
What are we talking about here? Have we ever heard an expression too dominant in a sport? What are we talking about here? Mike Tyson? Too dominant in boxing? Like, no. Like, someone who is exceeding and just pushing the mold and breaking through the standards. Like, no, that's what we want to see. That's what we would love to see. Someone like Simone Biles who is creating and blazing her own trail, creating move after move after move, and saying, hey, can y'all follow me?
That's true. And then like he kind of walked it back a little bit, stating like, I want to express my regrets about Simone Biles' victory. What is gymnastics? It's scary to watch, right? And then do you think there's at least some type of aesthetic there? Is it low? Is it high? Like, and then like he stated like she simply has no great performance, only difficulty. You know what I mean? And she only wins through difficulty. And do you think that creativity should matter more in gymnastics in the Olympics? For reference, Simone Biles has like 5 different moves that she has created and made on her own. And not a lot of gymnasts can do that. I mean, my perspective on that, I don't think that the gymnastic coach is hating. I mean, I know I might get a little flack for this right now. I don't think that he hating. I think that creativity should matter more. I feel like, because when I used to watch gymnastics more, when it was like really big for me, it was like I wanted to watch for the floor routines, and I wanted to watch the vault, and I wanted to watch the bars. I wanted to see you get creative. I don't know how difficult that is. Like, I know how difficult it is to do the rings and pull myself up and do all these different flips and stuff like that. But like when you're watching it, it don't look that difficult because you're making it look too easy.
Making it look easy.
Make it look good. Make it look aesthetically pleasing. Make it look flashy. You know what I mean? And so it's like I haven't been on that craze with the whole Simone Biles thing. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Big shout out to Simone Biles. I think that is great what she's doing for the sport, the amount that she's won. But I got a little hard feelings. I'm gonna make it a little personal. I mean, back in the day, Simone Biles was a supporter of my ex-girlfriend on a reality TV show. So I felt like she was a big fan of toxic culture. So she's not really a person that's for, people like myself and
Connecting the
you know what I
dots
mean?
here.
So it's like that's why it's like everybody's on this Simone Biles craze and I'm never gonna get on that horse.
Right,
because it's
right.
like she was one of the people in my story, you know what I mean,
Right.
that was ultimately a naysayer against me.
Right.
Like she ain't like me. So it's like I never had beef with Simone Biles.
Right, but
she didn't like me.
You was on that side.
Yeah, you was on that side, so stay on that side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So no disrespect, you know what I'm saying? Like bro said, her husband, he is the prize.
Hey.
I know y'all gonna hate on me on that, but if he wasn't the prize, would Simone Biles be with him? with somebody as dominant in her sport and position, and first time meeting him, saying to her friends, I'm going to marry that man. He got bread. You know what I'm saying? He really doing his thing. Good dude. So it's like, big shout out to them for their marriage and their relationship and stuff like that. Love to see where it's going to go. Black love. So it's like, yeah, I'm not a Simone Biles hater, but I'm not her biggest fan. Let's keep it a buck.
I hear that.
Let's keep it a buck.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair
I
enough.
just wanted to give y'all some context to understand why I'm not like,
because
normally I'm black everything.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
You know, it's Sha'Carri. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her shorty Sha'Carri. I hate what she went
sir.
through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we know the rules when it's, you know what I'm saying, when it's track and field. I've been there. I know after big events or big meets or big situations, they're going to come with that test.
Yep,
you know what I mean? So you got to make sure that you know what I'm saying? You
crossing T's, dotting I's.
Hey, you know my name's Tor'i. You got to cross the T and dot that I. Don't forget the accents too. But if you were at the Olympics and you had the opportunity to watch 3 different sports, which ones would you choose and why?
So for me personally, growing up, we had the Olympics on in the household, you know what I mean, watching it as a family, whether we were sitting there and all watching it or just it was on the TV and we kind of watched it in passersby and things like that. The ones that were most prominent in my house and the ones that I still kind of focus and hone in on today are track and field, basketball, and gymnastics.
Okay.
Those have been like the more prominent ones that we always watch. Now, I definitely love branching out into the curling and the fencing and watching everything else, handball, cricket, like watching sports that I just don't typically see. You see them on what? ESPN 8 to Ocho. Like you Ocho. Like you go catch them over there type thing. You know what I mean? So definitely I get excited to tune into those skateboarding, BMX and stuff like that.
That's
absolutely.
Been great to see in
absolutely.
Well.
My boy Nigel, shout out to my boy, man. But watching him since he was a young dog. Actually had an opportunity to meet the guy, so it was actually really cool to see him still doing his thing. But yeah, so the 3 prominent: basketball, gymnastics, and track and field for me.
Okay, for me, if I went to the Olympics and I only got the opportunity to watch 3 things, here are my 3. I would choose swimming, I would choose basketball, and I would choose track and field. For me, I don't know what it is about swimming. I can't swim myself.
I was just about to say, for someone who can't swim.
I can't swim. I wish I had that superpower, but I can't. But it's something about it. I always like watching them compete. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think I came up a little bit more in the Michael Phelps era, you know what I mean? So watching him compete, and I learned a little bit more about that. Who else was a big American swimmer? Ryan Lochte. You know what I mean? What is it? Kayla Ledecky.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
Forgot about that one.
I'll be watching some swimmers. You know what I'm saying? I'll be watching that. So like, that's something I definitely like. I used to be a big gymnastic guy, but because of who's in the forefront right now, who the biggest
I understand.
you know what I'm saying? I'm not really, I ain't really tapped in. It don't hit the same for me right now.
Right, I hear you.
But shorty, keep doing your thing. But I mean, I think it's also great to see like those other sports, like you mentioned, fencing, curling. You know, it's just so much handball, water polo, equestrian. The list goes on. You know, table tennis. I know Ant Edwards was talking about he wanted to really watch the table tennis team and stuff like that. And then it's been great because I'm wearing my USA 3x3 basketball jersey right now, and I actually was competing in USA Championships to get the opportunity to hopefully make the Olympic team. But it's been great to see that as an Olympic sport now and see those guys compete in that and see the amount of notoriety that sport's getting. What I will say is, because I do see a clear disparity in the women's 3x3 and the men's 3x3, because the women's 3x3 on the American side of things, I see WNBA players.
Right. You don't see that in...
You're not seeing that on the men's side.
Nope, not at all.
And I personally don't like that.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know what I mean?
Same. After watching the game, I watched the game the other day. Jimmer was not playing. And, Rick Barry's son actually went off. Colton Berry?
Canyon
Berry,
something like that.
Yeah, he actually went off and did his thing. But, right, like, watching that and watching the struggle that they played with, it was just like, man, I would have loved to see... You know what I mean? Some more prominent figures kind of play and battle that out, you know, for the country.
I know y'all,
especially ones that aren't playing right now.
Is that what I say? I know y'all feel some type of way about Jaylen Brown or Kyrie Irving or whoever. Like, throw some people like them. Like, give mugs that we want in space the opportunity to work in space. Give us something to watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand you gotta learn the game and stuff like that. And big shout out to those guys that competed for USA 3x3 because I played against them. I played with them. I trained with them. I helped them prep for different things and stuff like that. And you know, I had a time where I played with I forget his name. Oh my gosh, this is all my fault. But oh my goodness, we follow each other too, and I'm drawing a blank right now. Oh, dang it. Oh, this is killing me. I feel so bad about this right now. But I was with Contino Mobley, Robbie Hummel. Robbie Hummel is now he's no longer playing on the 3x3 side of things. He's retired. Dang it, it's over, man. I really thought I was going to be able to go to Robbie's page and instantly know who exactly it was. But Dylan Travis, Kareem Maddox. Kareem Maddox is somebody that I know personally, played with him, and he's playing on the current 3x3 team. So it's been cool to see him and watch him, you know, get up to that level and continue to play at a high level. And, you know, as much as I would love to see, you know, NBA players playing at 3x3, on the women's and men's side, the USA basketball men's and women's team has been extremely dominant throughout their performance in the Olympic game on their en route to their way of gold medals. I think that, you know, their dominance is, you know, the US's rise back to, you know, the top, because a lot of times some NBA players would not join the Olympic team because they want to rest their legs or they want to focus on the NBA season and stuff like that. And I think that it's great that now more guys are taking pride in playing for their country, buying in, playing together. And what's your take on Jason Tatum and Embiid riding the bench throughout their What's your take on Joel Embiid and Jason Tatum riding the bench en route to USA in their quest to gold? Like, what do you feel about that? What's your thoughts on that as a coach? You know, do you think that it was a smart move for Team USA?
I think you said it in the midst of asking the question. En route, you know what I mean? En route to their gold medal. You know what I mean? As a coach, it's about making my adjustments and putting the pieces that are working in. Now, if I don't need a certain piece or I got something that's working already, why fix it if it isn't broken? So I don't think it's a testament to Joel Embiid or JT at all. I think it's just more so, hey, I see something that's working and we're going to keep going with it until it's not working anymore, and we'll re-scheme and we'll readjust. So, I mean, as a coach, that's kind of what I see. Obviously, as a fan, it's like, yo, what's going on? We want to see them play. But as a coach, it's like, nah, why fix it if it ain't broken? We are on our way. We are winning games, and we're winning them at a very convincing rate. So it's like, why do I need to change that, or why should I change kind of the way I'm rotating guys or the way that, you know, guys are playing? So as a coach, it is what it is.
No, I agree. I think that it's all, you know, it's all based on circumstances, matchups, and like game planning. You know what I mean? You go into a situation and you got a game plan a little different. Maybe one team's a little bit smaller. Maybe another team has, you know, quicker guards. Maybe another team is really good at three-point shooting. You know, maybe another team is bigger. So it's like, you got to figure out what's working best. If you want to slow the game down, if you want to speed it up and stuff like that. And I think they did a really good job, Steve Kerr, of managing people's loads. Because you got to understand, too, is like he's also managing the load, the talent. Hey, I'm going to need you a week from now, so, hey, we're not going to wear you out right now. Let's get all of our guys in this stuff.
Level. Coaching at a very high level.
Yeah, people aren't looking at it from that perspective. They're just looking at the optics of things. And, you know, as a basketball player, it is embarrassing to get a DNP.
Oh, yeah.
But that as a professional, you understand how to stay prepared and ready for your moment, even when you do get those DNPs.
Absolutely.
And that's why I want to give a big shout out to Jason Tatum and Joel Embiid for being true professionals and handling it the right way. And also, even if they did go to Coach Curry behind the scenes, let him know, bro, I should be playing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I also encourage that too, because
Absolutely.
the want to be on the floor is still there. The passion, the
say.
fight. You know what I mean? That says a lot about character.
I would actually be a little weary if they did not.
Exactly.
If you just take the back seat and just like, cool, like, I would like to see you fight for your position and fight to say, hey, I can contribute.
Yeah, I want to add to this team project. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people would just sometimes be comfortable just sitting there on the sideline and not doing much to reap the benefit. But, Jason Tatum and, Joel Embiid have done a good job of being pros. But I think that instead of the men's team being focused on the optics and focused on, hey, certain people or certain guys are going to have to sit, they leaned into that and they just did what they had to do. I feel like the women's side avoided that altogether.
It's a lot going on the women's side as far as publicity is concerned.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. You would have amplified certain things. You would have got more publicity, even if those conversations are, why isn't this person playing or that person playing? Like, you could, once they got the opportunity to play, you'd be like, okay, well, they need more playing time, or you know what I mean? Like, but they didn't want to go through that. They didn't want the media to be very critical of them and say, hey, you have Caitlin Clark on your team. Why is she not playing? You know what I mean? So they definitely.
They want to answer some questions.
Yeah, they definitely copped out on that. What do you think it means for Team USA that both teams are gold medal teams?
I think it means a lot. I think in the sport of basketball, we have been so predominant for so many years. We had a stint there where, it seems like we couldn't win a game and we were not looking like the force to be reckoned with anymore. But I think the tide has turned, and I think we're seeing that with more guys, their willingness to play in the biggest, for me, to play on the biggest stage in the world. The NBA is great. It is what it is. It's the most predominant league in the world. But I think playing in the Olympics, it's a statement piece. I think that the best basketball players in the world should be playing in the Olympics. That's what that stage is for. You are playing for your country. You're playing, for something that's bigger than dollars. You know what I mean? So I think that the U.S., taking home the golds, or at least pushing those golds, are, is big for us to bring them back home, because I think that's where it belongs.
I hear you. I definitely agree with that. That sentiment and those statements about, just what we're seeing and, how we've been able to come back up. And so would you say that a situation like this proves that the best basketball is still being played in America?
Well, that's being dominant like this. It's a yes and no, right? It's yes, I think the most dominant basketball is being played over here. I think that we show and we prove that we are playing it at the highest level, or we are able to overcome kind of, what you guys are learning, or, we're just better at it than you are. Sorry if I didn't say that, perfect, but I think you guys understand where I'm coming from. To whereas these other teams are fast. What am I trying to say? What's the word I'm trying to use? Catching up at a fast pace. As far as basketball is concerned, the fundamentals, the style of play. We've seen it with France this year with the draft and everything, and all of the foreign players that are coming into the NBA. I think that it is a testament, but it isn't a testament to us being the most dominant basketball, or having the most dominant basketball in the world.
I think there was a statement from Charles Barkley that said something like, this Olympic team still isn't better than a dream team. And he mentioned the reason why he said that was because they were winning by 30 points and not using timeouts or something like that. I want to bring this question was this 2024 Olympic team better than the dream team? Personally, in my eyes, when we're thinking about, that specific statement itself, I don't think so. I don't think they performed at that high level. I feel like from top to bottom, they were just star-studded. Like, that's why they were blowing teams out, because like they had a core group that was together all at training camp. I think, they had people that were moving in and out from this USA team and stuff like that. So I don't feel like they compiled the best team that they could have did. And then, yeah, even with the Dream Team, they left some people off that they should have probably put there. But, yeah, from what I saw at the exhibition games, I've seen them in person. And then when I've seen it in the Olympics or what I saw in the Olympics, I feel like, you know, they could have expressed a little bit more dominance. Guys like Stephen Curry wasn't as knocked down as we're accustomed to. I feel like some of the guys came in a little bit out of shape, you know what I mean, after the playoffs. And but, you know, one person that didn't come in out of shape is LeBron James. And with LeBron James's performance this Olympics, do you think that he should be the MVP of the Olympic team?
Man, you know, it's hard for me to get that man an award. Hard for me to get that man an award, but I cannot deny. Hey, maybe one of the best. But I cannot deny what this man has brought to this team and what he has done and what he's continuing to do. And I think the gold medal that they are about to claim will be in large part to his leadership on and off of the court. So I would give the man the MVP because he's not just talking it this time. He isn't just coaching from the sideline and kind of on the floor. The man is also playing at a very high level and, you know what I mean, making some huge plays for his team. So I could say, you know, I could definitely see that happening.
I want to double back because I forgot. I failed to answer the question myself as far as, you know, is the best basketball still being played in America even though the talent overseas is growing, right? I don't feel like the best basketball is being played in America at all, and that's a fact. That's period.
Yes, that's a fact.
Point blank, period. I'm not going.
We talking top to bottom, not just professional.
I'm not trying to hear none of that. Yeah. I don't care nothing about what you talk about right now, Ty. They not playing the best basketball, and you see, they playing in Paris right now. So the best basketball is being played international, and it's forcing them to play good and high-level play basketball. It's not, you know what I'm saying, the stuff that we see in the States,
that part,
the NBA, the brand of basketball, why you hate LeBron is because of is it because of the style of basketball that you see in the States.
That's fair.
And then we're able to see now these guys on the international platform. Right. We're able to see them play really good basketball, no flopping, playing hard, you know what I mean, not trying to foul bait. You can't. You know what I mean? So it's like, do you feel like when it comes to the GOAT conversation, did this year's Olympic Games benefit LeBron James?
Oh, absolutely.
And based off of what I just said, I personally believe that this year's Olympics benefited LeBron hugely to see that at this age, he's still playing at a high level. Mm-hmm. He's leading team on and off the floor. He's not foul baiting. He's out there getting the bucket. He playing through whatever. He getting his teammates involved, dang near triple doubles, being efficient. Like, this is what we want to see.
Yes.
And this is the brand of basketball I want to see in the NBA.
Mm-hmm. No, big time.
You know what I mean? Like, it's physical, but I don't want it to be too physical.
Right.
You know what I mean? I still want fouls to be called. I think that they have a lot of things that they can do. And there was a tweet actually that went out, and a guy was saying that the NBA needs to apply FIBA rules. Do you think that the NBA should adapt more FIBA rules into their game? Personally, again, I think that they should. I want to see guys be able to take things off of the rim or block it or grab a rebound or something over the cylinder. Because if you a bucket, it's going to go in the bucket. It shouldn't be doing all this touching, all this rolling, all this extra stuff. So if it's going to do that, I should have the opportunity to get that mug up off there.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then also just like the way that they call it, you know, like I don't want the foul baiting. If you beat your man and they foul you, that foul should be called. If you put yourself in position to be a little bit more successful as an offensive player, you should get a foul call. But if you are grabbing him, if you're hooking him, if you are doing things to get around him, I'm going to let him do something to get back with you. You know what I mean? So it's like that's one of my biggest things. So what are your thoughts on that?
No, I actually like that. You made some very valid points. Like, that is very valid. And I mean, the LeBron we're seeing right now is because of where he's being forced to play and how he's being forced to play. So, yes, you know, to your point, I think that would benefit the NBA. You know what I mean? Bringing some of that over to the NBA now makes some of those guys have to play that way. Now it's like, it ain't the fanfare. It ain't just entertainment. It ain't just this or that. We're here to play basketball. We got to play basketball. We got to ball. And, I mean, that's something I'm huge on teaching kids right now is, like, I am not calling fouls at practice. Stop looking for the foul. Stop looking to get this and to hook that and to pull this and to pull that. It's like, play basketball. And if you get fouled, I give you the foul.
Exactly. You put yourself in a position I will give it to you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But
we're not foul, but
we're not baiting it.
We're not looking for it. We're not
exactly.
anticipating it. You are going to get a bucket.
Yep, I am trying to score.
You are going to get a bucket.
You impeded me.
Yes.
You
did something illegal.
Exactly. You did something illegal. So yeah, I think it would benefit the NBA to put some of those FIBA rules in for sure. I mean, there's the way I even look at it, and the way we kind of constantly have talks about the rules of the NBA, and they're constantly kind of shifting and changing a little bit. I mean, how many times have FIBA rules changed?
It's a good question. I don't know the answer, but I don't feel like it's been many.
Exactly. So it speaks volumes there. You know what I mean? How many times has it been changed? And probably not very much, because it probably is right. And then why on the biggest stage in the world, we don't play NBA rules? Why do we play FIBA rules? So that also tells you something. When we go play, for everyone in the world, we want to use this rule set. We didn't adopt the best league for basketball in the world. We didn't adopt their rules. We're playing FIBA rules.
That's facts. We got some. Yeah, you talking some stuff. You talking that talk right now. That's why the pod. You got the name that it got, bro. 'Cause it really is true. And you know what I mean. Looking at the future of Team USA and USA basketball, do you think we're in good hands once LeBron, KD, and Steph leave?
Absolutely.
He said that with a lot of confidence. Absolutely. I don't think y'all heard it, man.
I'm excited.
Why do you say that?
These rookies is woo! They play basketball, man. They play basketball. We spoke about it on the Edwards, the SGAs, the style of play they come with, the way they play the game, the way their mental is when it comes to the game. No possessions off. Both sides of the basketball. Relentless. Like, I'm excited for those guys to take the torch and definitely do their thing.
I think we're in good hands once LeBron, KD, and Steph leave the Team USA or the USA team. I think, Anthony Edwards, guys like Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, it's been great to see their development. We're going to see Bam Adebayo. He's been playing really well, so he's going to be a veteran in future years. Tyrese Halliburton. And then we have a lot of young talent coming into the league. I don't know, what it's going to be like for Cooper Flag, but I'm excited to see him hopefully, get up there. Hopefully we can get somebody like Zion Williams in a situation like that. Zion Williamson?
Williamson.
My bad. Zion Williamson. I
actually have heard it said both ways. Now that you say it like that and you corrected yourself, I've heard people, even in the media, say it both ways.
Yeah, Zion Williamson, my bad. And, see guys like him, get an opportunity to play for Team USA would be huge. There's a couple other people that I can't quite think of. Maybe Trae Young, it'd be a guy that's kind of in that conversation. Jalen Brunson, the whole,
that kind of bred a question for me. Do you think guys like Wemby, with those guys leaving, LeBron, KD, things like that, do you think they opt to play for the USA team, or do they stay playing for their country? Schroeder, these type of guys. Do you think they opt to play for the USA when those guys are gone?
It's interesting because I don't know what the exact rules are, but I don't know if you can flip-flop or you can jump after you actually play. After you play. I'm gonna talk a little bit on kind of the intricacies of like what I'm talking about right now, but like I think that's kind of like taboo. Yeah. And, other guys that I failed to mention that I think are going to be good additions for the future of Team USA is Jalen Williams. Shout out to Dub, man. That's my guy. If y'all don't know, shout out to the homie, man. I think that he definitely is the future of the NBA is a bright spot. He got a lot of game, got a lot of size. He can do a little bit of everything, and he relentless on both ends, and I don't feel like he get talked about enough. His teammate Chet, you talked about SGA. Those are two guys on the USA side of things on OKC that I feel like can add a little bit more to that program. And then you got Paolo Banchero. Those are all like, I feel like cornerstones of Team USA moving into the future. If you were to predict the starting five of Team USA basketball in 2028, who would those five be?
See, right, and then all the other stuff. Like, do I get to take a Luka? Do I get to take
Bro, what are you talking about, bro? Like, these guys are from a different country. Talk about American players. You talk about SGA.
Are you saying that because Joel Embiid is playing for Team USA?
This is why I did not want you to bring that up. I saw you were going there. I didn't want to bring this up, but that's why I feel like Joel Embiid is getting a lot of hate out of everybody on the Olympic team. Is because not because he ain't playing for his country. Joel Embiid committed to play for like Cameroon, then he committed to play for France, and now he's playing for Team USA.
Has he never played for?
He's never played for anybody, but it was talks and conversations, and he was saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go play for France." Then he pulled down and he backed out of that. Now he's playing for Team USA. And so, like, that's why, if y'all don't understand why people are booing Joel Embiid and talking about him like that or whatever, and don't like him, it's because of something like that.
The wishy-washy.
You know what I mean? Like, you were supposed to play with France, bro. But I'm happy he with Team USA. I'm happy on our end and stuff like that. That was probably the best decision that he could have made for his career in my eyes, because it brought more of the USA fan base on him, more people who maybe didn't like him before because of his Joel Embiid personality. They like him now because he's playing for their country.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I feel that. Okay. All right. Well, to your point, right? We'll stay in the USA. So, guys I would like to see adopted would be guys like Jaylen Brown, who should have made the team.
Okay.
Jaylen Brown, Anthony Edwards. Put a guy like Kyrie. Give me a guy like Kyrie. Give me a...
What, you talk about players? Or?
Yeah, I'm going to give him an opportunity
to
make another list.
Give me why you say that?
Olympic rules.
Okay, my bad.
If you are basically like if you are part of their country, like say if you go for another country but you get citizenship.
Dual citizenship. Okay.
Yeah,
like
you can get it. Yeah,
you can play for
you can get it. I get that.
But once you've decided I'm playing for France, I don't think you
can't jump back and go play.
I don't think you can come back and say the next Olympics I'm gonna play with USA.
Yeah, you can have dual citizenship, but you can't play for Australia and then double back and be like, that didn't work out for me last year. I'm gonna play for this team now.
Okay. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Once you decide, you're pretty much there.
Yeah, it says you could play for any one of your teams, just not the same year. But any one of your nationalities you can play.
So the next year,
Olympic,
I can decide.
If he wanted to play for Cameroon, he could.
Interesting.
If he wanted to play for France, if he got citizenship there, he can.
That's crazy.
That is
crazy.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
But that's the benefit. Yeah. That's the benefit of having dual citizenship.
Yeah.
So, first list.
No, just on the list we go American. We just going still. We still go American.
I just curveball for myself. I don't know why his name just came up, but give me Josh Edey, bro. Zach
Edey. Zach Edey is actually Canadian.
Is he? Yeah, he is. He is. Dang. See, that's the hard one. That's the tough one. Is the people? Man, you got to go first. I think the guys that I want to go with are guys like that I wouldn't know, like low key, he's in Canada. Low key, he's, from a different, like SGA, he's not American.
Yeah, I knew that.
But I'm just saying, like, a lot of people don't. It's not.
If you pay attention.
But it's not super common knowledge. It's not like someone like Luka. I know he's from a different country.
Yeah.
So man, that makes it tough to stay in the U.S. So who do I have? Anthony Edwards. Who else I have? Kyrie. Who was my third?
And Kyrie's one of those guys. Since we touched on a little bit, Kyrie
passing out.
No, Kyrie's he's on the back end of his career. So I don't know him 4 years if he'd be in the running, but he could. But what I was gonna say is Kyrie's one of those guys because I believe he was born in Australia. He probably has dual citizenship. Yeah, Kyrie Irving is not. He wasn't American born.
Bro, I'm learning just as much as y'all right now.
Yeah.
This man, a basketball encyclopedia.
Yeah, he was not born in America.
Jeez. That's crazy. Man, I'm gonna need a list. To pick from.
That's crazy. Okay, I'll go. I'll let y'all know. I'll let y'all know my list. If we're talking about my list in 4 years, who's gonna be on that team? I'm gonna go Tyrese Halliburton. He's already in the Team USA programming. That's why they have him there. He's a guy that plays both ends. He'll be the point guard. D-Book is still going to be around. That's going to be the two. Jason Tatum still is around. So I'm going to go with Jason Tatum. You got Bam Adebayo. He'll probably be like in his early 30s at that point. And then rounding out my fifth, I would throw Joel Embiid back in that conversation if he chooses to play for an Upper Olympics. But then on the back end of that, you got guys like Chet Holmgren that can fill that center role. Who else? Who else could? Oh, Jaren Jackson Jr. That's another guy and another player. John Morant is also going to be in that running as far as like an American player that could play. So like, it's a lot of guys that y'all not thinking about.
I'm not.
Because I would have easily said John Morant be my point guard. You know what I'm saying? AE, D Book, Tatum. Like we got so many different players that you can choose from. But if I'm going to go with the starting five, I'm going to go with guys that are currently in the system but are a little bit younger.
I hear that. No, that makes sense. I'm a piggyback with him because I need a list to choose those, man, for sure. And I'm bringing Jaylen Brown in there for sure. Jaylen Brown needs to be brought into the mix with them, and especially playing with a teammate like Tatum. Maybe that brings the fire out of Tatum like y'all need to see.
The next one in LA. So I do think a lot of people will be going.
Yeah, I feel that. I definitely think that's.
I would be excited. Point. I mean, that's a question for you guys as well. What do you guys think about the Olympics being brought to Los Angeles, California?
I'm ready for it. I can't wait. Can't wait. We definitely going to be doing a lot of content and a lot of stuff around that from all these sports. I want to definitely touch on everything. And potentially at that point, flag football might be an Olympic
sport. Yeah,
so
I seen they were talking about that.
What do y'all think about that? Should American football be an Olympic sport? And then, like, to round out like our conversation, like we talked a little bit on track and field. Track and field is, I'm a track and field guy, savant, track and field head. Guys like LeBron James said it best. If he couldn't do basketball, if he wasn't doing another sport, he would be an Olympic sprinter. He would be on the 4x1. He would like to close out. He would like to close out. Y'all sound like big haters. I think LeBron can do whatever he put his mind to.
I don't know.
I think LeBron. I think he might have it. But I mean, of course. I mean, he's not fast enough. That's why he's not doing it. But I think that that's going to be really good to see in the future. Like just the way. Olympic running is going. Sprinters, I like what Noah Lyles is doing for the sport and how he's being himself. He had the whole Yu-Gi-Oh card reference. He brought Exodia out. He brought all the pieces together in Olympic trials. He's been running at a high level. Noah Lyles has come out and said it would be harder to be a faster sprinter than him than a better basketball player than LeBron James. What do y'all think? Do you guys think that would be harder to be a faster sprinter than Noah Lyles or a better basketball player than LeBron James?
That's tough. Being an athletic trainer myself, I can't teach size. That's number one. Can't teach size. Can't train size. Can't do anything with size. LeBron is a freight train. His frame, the way he's built, cannot teach that. So, going off of that, I would say it would be harder to create another LeBron James than to add speed. Now, it is incredibly difficult to add speed, but it can be done. I cannot train or teach size.
I hear you on that. I just think that personally, like size, you take size out of it for everybody. Usain Bolt was 6'7".
Oh,
fast,
yeah.
Fast sprinter, and then like we in our earlier conversations, we were talking about dominance and what that looks like, and is it imagine somebody saying about Usain Bolt that he makes it look too easy, so it's not fun to watch.
No.
Comparison to Simone Biles, like that. As far as their greatness, I mean, I feel like that's not. I don't feel like that's a comparison because, we see what Usain Bolt does, and like how hard it is, and like to be the fastest man in the world, and to train 4 years for 9 seconds is wild, if you ask me. And my perspective on that is interesting. I think that like we're seeing it. Like there are better basketball players than LeBron James.
Absolutely.
There, you know what I mean? Like LeBron James is LeBron James because he has like a basketball mind. It's his body of work. It's who he is as a whole. But as a basketball player, there are going to be tons of people better than LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
in my eyes, because that's how the game works. The game moves forward. It continues to go forward.
Yeah.
Wembanyama, you know what I mean? Kevin Durant, like I feel like they're better basketball players than LeBron James. They're not playing at a higher level than LeBron James because he does a little bit of everything. But like when you look at, for me, basketball is about it's about scoring. It's about your offensive prowess. You know what I mean? Like it's about a little bit of everything. Like Stephen Curry changed how we view basketball because we saw 3 or 4 guys running at him to stop him. LeBron James never really had that. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. Like LeBron James, he would manipulate your defense by knowing your set and like, you know, with his mind and passing the ball and, you know what I mean, schemes and things like that. But like, I feel like there are better basketball players than LeBron James. Is LeBron James playing the best basketball in the world right now? Yes.
Right.
But like from a player standpoint, like players with more skills. There's players that can shoot better. There's players that can dunk better. There's players that can pass better. Do they have all that in one? Maybe not.
Right. But
you know what I mean? They do it at extremely high levels.
So his question was right. It would be harder to create another him or faster him.
Nope. Would it be harder to be faster than Noah Lyles, or would it be harder to be a better basketball player than LeBron James? I feel like that was how the question was positioned.
Yeah. And if it's positioned that way, then
that's how it was positioned to me.
I feel like when you position that.
What's the question?
I know.
I just want to reiterate that.
That is the question.
What's the question? No, reiterate. What's the question?
Is it harder to be faster than Noah Lyles or a better basketball player than LeBron James?
Okay, so I recant my statement. It's harder to be faster.
So if you look at it, if looking at it like that, taking your point of view,
yes,
Noah Lyles is only equating one skill set to the overall skill set of basketball.
Yeah.
Right? Is it to be a better player? To be a faster runner? Now,
but you're not breaking down sprinting down into.
I am. I personally believe that there will be somebody born before Noah Lyles dies that kicks him out of the top 3 fastest.
100.
Before somebody is born that will move LeBron down in ranks where he is.
What are you saying? Exactly. What are you saying? You talk about a longevity of a career. We're not talking longevity of a career. We're not saying how long LeBron James has been able to amass 40,000 points. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's how you remove LeBron James from his quote unquote positioning. But would there be a person that wins 4 or 5 championships or 6 championships before LeBron gets it?
My thing is this: it might be somebody that beat Noah Lyles in the 100 this year. Would that change? Would it still be harder to be faster than him? Did
LeBron win an NBA championship this year?
But the point is he said it's hard to be faster than me.
Yeah, let's. So if we stick specifically to that question, is it harder to be faster than me,
or be a better
basketball player than LeBron? It is gonna be harder to be faster than someone than to be better than LeBron, because, like he said, it's people better than LeBron in categories every single day.
And Noah Lyles answered was, I'm the 3rd fastest man in the world. It's already 2 people that's faster than you.
Yeah.
So, like, what are you talking about?
So now you chasing the 3rd fastest. How many people can say they're the 3rd fastest in the world?
Chasing LeBron?
They're not chasing him any. They're not chasing him anymore.
Right.
Like LeBron is playing good quality basketball. Yes, I'm not trying to take that away. That sucks that we have to have this conversation right now, because it's like LeBron is playing good basketball, but KD was just 7-7 from the 3-point line. You know what I mean? KD is a walking mismatch. You know what I mean? Like, do I feel like KD is a better basketball player than LeBron right now? Yes.
So
do I feel like he's playing better basketball than LeBron right now? No.
So to that question,
and that's the same thing as far as like Noah Lyles sprinting and his speed or whatever. Is somebody going to be faster than you today? Yes. Are you running your good races right now? Could be the case, could not be the case. On any given day, that can change with sprinting. On any given day, that can change with basketball.
So if he was to lose the 100, would his statement still be valid?
What?
If he was to lose the Olympics this year,
yes, bro.
Would his statement still be valid?
Yes.
Yeah, because he could run a bad race.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. What's LeBron?
It doesn't take away his speed,
so that takes away LeBron, how good LeBron is, or how they did in the playoffs this year? But does that take away?
Now you are equating the whole of basketball
But
being a sprinter.
if you're the greatest basketball player, it should equate to wins. Is what you're trying to say. It should equate to that directly in when you compete. So if world championship,
if you're saying if he loses today,
so that's what I'm saying. So if Noah Lyles loses,
all right, but you want to apply that to Noah, but you don't want to apply it to LeBron.
I am applying it to him.
All right, and the Lakers. In the Lakers.
Bro.
In the Lakers. He won. He just came. No, you're not. You're not. No,
the Lakers not even the third best team.
Everybody stop talking. No, everybody stop talking. Because at the end of the day, Noah Lyles was the world champion.
Yep.
Right now, the numbers, listen, right now, the numbers are saying he is the third fastest. Now, he didn't run against them and place third. The numbers are saying that. Just like we talked at the beginning of this conversation, if you are running in a faster heat, if you're running in a faster race, you're going to perform higher. We're talking about currently. He didn't lose at Olympic trials. He didn't lose in world championships. The title of world's fastest man comes from winning. It comes from winning world championship. So you're the fastest man in the world at that time when you win a world championship. And then after Olympics, if you win, you can say I'm the world fastest man. So again, it's the same thing. That's the same thing with the world championship, the NBA finals. Did LeBron and them win it? Did they make it to the Western Conference Finals? Did they? You know what I mean? Like, so you want to? If we're gonna say that, we gotta base LeBron's dominance on that and the Olympics. We can't just pick and choose because he's playing with the best in the world. Noah Lyles ain't got that luxury. He ain't got nobody to lean on. He ain't got nobody else taking the attention. And that's what LeBron James has to deal with the Lakers. When all the attention is on LeBron James and Anthony Davis, what happens to the Lakers? They struggle. When all the attention is on Noah Lyles, he won the world championship. He won Olympic trials. And now we're going to see how he performs in the Olympics. If he loses, he could have a bad race. We can look at it.
But that's a qualifier. If he loses, he just had a bad race.
No, I say he could.
Right.
We have, these are if, ands, or buts. It could happen. It could not happen. But we can look at, okay, well, maybe he didn't run a fast time. We have to look at what does his time look like. Then we got to break it down like, okay, well, his start, he got a bad start. You like you were saying, like the body of work of a basketball player, right? The body of work of a basketball player, I think as a whole, he can pass, he can rebound, he got a good start. He, you know what I'm saying?
Arm swing,
you know what I'm saying? Knee drive.
Looking at the body of work of basketball and looking at LeBron James, y'all are telling me there will be somebody that will.
We're not talking stats.
I'm not talking about stats. I'm talking about how good LeBron James is at all aspects of basketball.
Yes.
Shooting, passing, defense, or whatever.
Yes.
You are saying there will be somebody that can match LeBron before there will be somebody that will be
I've already thought that there's people better than that. I've already thought that.
That can do all of it.
Yes, bro.
At the same level
but
as LeBron.
But that's the thing, bro. LeBron James came into the league at a certain time where you could come straight out of high school. And that's where everybody is playing into how long he's doing it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not even worried about that. I'm just talking skill set.
Yes. People can dribble better than LeBron.
Yes.
People can pass better than LeBron.
Yes.
People can shoot better than LeBron.
You are calling individuals, though.
One guy.
As a whole.
Yes.
Name players that
Kevin Durant.
I was just about to say KD.
Kevin Durant. He blocks shots better than him. He protects the rim.
Triple doubles have Kevin Durant.
Because he doesn't need. Kevin Durant is the greatest role player ever. Kevin Durant is the greatest role player ever. If you need him to lead a team and dribble that bitch by himself, he will do it. If you need him to sit around and block shots, he will do it. If you need him to knock down 3-pointers and come off curl screens, he will do it. He is the greatest role player we have ever seen.
He can't pass better than LeBron. He can't rebound better than LeBron.
He can.
Find me somebody that can do everything that LeBron can do.
He can rebound better than LeBron. He can rebound better than LeBron. He's just not in those positions. With the Warriors, he was a dominant rebounder and a shot blocker. But when he's in different roles and different positions, when he's not around the rim, he looked like a 2-guard. He's not going to be down there doing that. That's not what his team wants from him. Wembanyama not a better shooter than LeBron?
No.
He's not a better shooter than LeBron.
At the level that Wembanyama is right now, he's not.
He's not a better shooter than LeBron at the first part of his career?
At the first part of his career, yes.
Okay.
But we talking about the level he is right now.
All right. So the trajectory, I'm just saying, the trajectory of somebody getting to being better than LeBron.
He's better than LeBron now.
If you came into the league better than what LeBron was doing, you have the opportunity to be better than LeBron.
But that's the thing that I'm saying about Noah Lyles. There are people right now that are not far away from him that are young. So, doing the same thing you said, over time, they will be faster than Noah Lyles. There will be somebody before Noah Lyles is done racing. There will be somebody that's faster than him.
Exactly. But there are better people than LeBron James right now, too. There are better basketball players.
Overall skill set, I don't believe so.
I believe so.
Wildin', bro. You're really trying to say he is the best player.
I'm not saying he is the best, because there are people who are.
I'm so confused. You're asking me a question that says who's better than LeBron, but then saying
there are a lot of people that are better than LeBron. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, that's what you did.
That's a LeBron number for you.
All right, wait. Let me just stop right now. Nikola Jokic.
I was really gonna get into that.
Nikola Jokic. He's better passer.
Way better passer. Better shooter.
Better rebounder.
Better rebounder.
Not on defense. He's a liability.
I don't even know.
LeBron's a liability right now.
Yeah.
Not as big as one as
no, they both.
That's Nikola Jokic.
Exactly.
Jokic, yeah. And I don't know if he's that bad on defense.
Exactly.
Jokic is a liability per se because he can't guard the wing.
I don't know, man. I ain't saying he's a liability.
LeBron can guard one.
He protected the paint.
He can, but he's not gonna guard Jokic. No, he can't.
He
no, he can't. No, he cannot. When the Lakers play, they got AD guarding.
And on pick and rolls, LeBron swapped and guarded the man.
And Jokic was still putting up numbers and dominating.
He was not.
Stop, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I just threw him out there.
I know.
Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid is not a better all-around player than LeBron James is.
Right now,
he's not.
All right, so why are they MVPs?
Because he's a good scorer.
Why it's not as good scoring, bro.
You think scoring? Then, man, KD should have all the MVPs then. All of them. Every single last one.
Who's the high scorer? Who's the high scorer last season?
Was it
SGA?
Joel Embiid, right? And didn't he get MVP?
Because he did everything, not just score.
He was a rebounder.
He was the reason they made it.
Pull up the numbers. Pull up the numbers
everything,
if you got questions about it.
Joel did everything. Assist, rebound.
Compare the numbers to LeBron right now.
Defend. He had to do everything.
So SGA ain't better than LeBron right now?
He can shoot better.
He can shoot better.
He can handle
the ball better.
He can't pass better.
I don't know. That's arguable.
But that's the one thing you can say.
You can argue that.
That's the one thing.
Exactly,
but he's better than him everywhere else.
That's what I'm saying.
So he's not better.
Noah Lyles is saying, for the thing that I do best, there's nobody faster than me.
No, he didn't say that. He said what's the question?
Right. That's fact.
No, stop. What's the question?
The question is, will somebody be faster than me before?
No.
Is it harder to be faster than me versus being a better
basketball player?
Exactly. Is it harder to run a sub 9, a sub 10?
No.
Yes.
Than it is to be.
It is not. I've seen high school people do it in Texas.
No, I'm not saying a 10. I'm saying hypothetically speaking. Pull up the numbers. See what Noah Lyles' numbers are. Okay. See how many people have eclipsed those numbers. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is it?
Because you're really sitting here trying to say high school running with an Olympic.
Yeah, come on,
you're wilding, bro.
We're running 9.4.
Now,
how hard is it to run a 9.4?
Yeah, I do know some incredible high school athletes, sir, but running with an
9.4.
You talking about? I'm gonna put him in here with Usain.
This happened 6 hours ago. Second place in the 100.
Mm-hmm. Noah Lyles.
What
did he run? What's his fastest time? What's his fastest time that Noah Lyles has run?
Ever?
Yes.
Or are we talking about
ever?
We're
talking about. He said.
Ever? Okay.
Is it harder to be faster than me? And for a fast nigga, it's on your time, right?
It's on your time.
Exactly.
So what was his fastest time?
Yes.
Clocked.
And is it harder to hit that than to be a better better basketball player than LeBron James? Yes.
His personal best on 100 is a 9.8.
And you don't think that's hard?
That's hard, bro. That's hard, bro.
I'm not saying that it's hard.
But it's harder. It's harder than being a better basketball player than LeBron.
Yes.
It's not.
It is. To have the same career as LeBron, That's different.
Now you're talking. Now you're talking.
But to run a 9-8,
bro.
but to run a 9-8 and to have a better season or have a better game or be a better basketball player than LeBron James, come on, bro.
Yeah.
And LeBron James didn't even say that, bro.
Yeah,
come on, bro.
Yeah, you would.
For reference, this today in Heat 3, the dude won with a 9.98. That is legit.
A 9.9.
0.1 seconds.
That's hard. That is hard.
You know how hard knocking point. To his point. Now to Noah's point. To knock that 0.1 off. You know how hard that is.
It's not.
It's
not.
I'm done.
Oh my God, no.
That is no. Let's break it down.
Bro, it's hard, bro.
Starts.
No, it's not. At that
is hard.
At that level, at the highest level, he ran a 9.98.
Bro, it would have. If a dude could.
And things went nearly perfect for him. Things went nearly perfect for that 9.9.
Can go against him with a better start and get.
But that's not, bro. No, bro. That's not. What's his fastest time? What's that dude's fastest time before that? Did he just run a PR?
Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like he just ran the best time he ever ran in his life.
Just ran a 10-0.
Exactly.
And I mean, he ran a bad race. So he either had a bad start, he could have had a bad step.
How fast is this man? We're not talking about right now. Is it harder to be faster than the 9.8 or be a better basketball player than LeBron James, bro?
It's incredibly harder to be faster than the 9.8.
Yes, bro. It's
running
hard.
anything under 9.8, bro, that's tough.
And then go to.
He's not even under 9.8.
Exactly. That's
So
hard.
faster than the 9.8 is hard.
Bro,
and then
it's technique.
Okay. What else? What other event Noah I'll do?
You do 4x1 in the 200.
Okay, so the open 200 what's his fastest times in the twos? You know what I mean? Is it harder to get that time off, or is it harder to develop that skill set?
I was just about to say, so we could go into that, right?
Yeah.
Is it harder to shoot the ball better? Is it harder to pass the ball better, or is it harder to add or to minus a millisecond off your time? It's a lot harder to minus a millisecond off your time than to fix a jump shot. It's harder to run.
That's why track and field is so hard.
I can fix a jump shot easy.
PRs are hard, bro.
Yes.
We chase it all season, and we have our ups and downs, our peaks and valleys. Our performance is just for 4 years to shave off 0.2 seconds of your time, 0.1 second of your time, 0.18, 0.05. That is not easy. It can. If I go in the gym and I go get my shots up and I'm consistent, bro, my game is going to change.
That percentage is going to go up.
My game is going to change immediately.
Immediately, yeah. It will translate. Like, yes, sitting there and having to
Track
pass
and
the
field
ball
is a
and doing all
long
of that.
game, bro.
Yeah, it's tough. So to his question, no, he is correct. To everything else, and we put all these other factors in it, it's just like, okay, we can argue them until we blue in the face. But to the point of, is it harder to subtract a 0.1 off my time or gain a better jump shot? It's harder.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if he compared it to swimming, he got now they're equal conversations in my eyes.
Yeah,
those are the equal conversations. But the basketball conversation is not an equal conversation. It's not an equal conversation because it's not an individual game.
Nope.
We disagree, but I am excited to see what they say in the comments.
Yeah.
I'll make another point for you.
Because
so, LeBron, right? Couldn't shoot, right? Worked over the summer, added a shot to his game, right? Mm-hmm. Did that all of a sudden make him the best in the world at everything? Or he just become a little bit better shooter and his percentage just went up a little bit?
It made him a better, we talking about basketball player?
Just talking about his shooting.
Just shooting?
Just shooting. He improved. He spent the summer.
It just made him a better shooter.
He spent the summer and he improved his shooting.
It just made him a better shooter.
So it didn't all of a sudden make him the greatest basketball player in the world?
No, because it takes more than just shooting to be a great basketball player. When you come to track, it's just speed. Now,
but it's not though. You just said, to your point, it was the start. You just said the start,
it is.
the arm swing,
it is.
the wind. Do I got a front wind, a back wind?
And I'm sitting here telling you, as somebody who has trained a 40 and went from 4.5 to 4.3, you can 100%,
40 is not 100, bro.
You can 100% change milliseconds of time.
But it's not 100.
We didn't say we couldn't.
It's not 100.
We said
40
is
not
harder.
100.
It's not hard to change millisecond of time.
It is hard.
It's not.
It is hard when you're running a 9.8.
It's not.
It is hard to run a 9.8.
Bro.
A 9.8 is hard. Bro, how many people run a 9.8?
So Hold on. He's talking about, bro, running a 13.5 and cutting the 13.5 to 13 flat.
Okay.
Might be a little easier.
Exactly.
Bro.
Running a 9?
Running a 9.9
and then
cutting it to a 9.8.
Bro, no. You're already pushing. Think about the science behind Usain Bolt. You're already pushing the brink of human performance. You are already pushing
That's the thing. One is like physical biomechanics of the body and how fast people in human speed can actually be. The other one is you got to be perfect in sprinting. Like to your point, you have to be perfect. And there are outside factors. There could be a headwind. There could be rain. There could be this. They look at how wet this track is. You talk about he ran a 10.4 today. The conditions weren't perfect. So basketball, you're going to be in the same controlled environment and situation. Factors aren't going to change. And that's why I'm trying to tell you. That's why my belief is you could be a better basketball player than track and field runner or faster sprinter. It's
gonna be harder to shave that time than to be a better basketball player.
That's crazy.
At the millisecond range, it's all about.
Bro,
it also depends on where we're talking. The range.
I'm not even gonna entertain this conversation anymore because one's coming from people who have played basketball and ran track and field, and one's coming from a person who has just ran track and field and think that they know track and field and never played basketball. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just the perspectives are going to be different. A track and field and football guy, as opposed to thinking, and that also thinks that football players can come in and play basketball better than basketball players can come over and play football. I'm just not even going to entertain this conversation.
The real argument is we're equating running to shooting, passing, defense, blocking, all that.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
that's what it's really
exactly. Mm-hmm. But you can optimize that at a higher. You can be a faster runner. That's what he's trying to break it down. You can be a faster runner, but at that level and at those speeds, it's harder to do it.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to get you to understand.
There we go.
At that level, you can be a faster runner because that's what you want to cut it down to, and that's how simple you want to make what they do for a living. And it's not that simple.
I do.
And it's not that simple.
Because Noah Lyles isn't the fastest. We're talking about somebody who is considered the greatest at his sport. And Noah Lyles, you aren't.
Considered.
Noah Lyles isn't even
so what?
A great runner.
Yeah, he
is.
When we talk about the standard, it's Usain Bolt.
He is,
maybe
bro.
Because he's the fastest man in the world.
Exactly. When we talk about basketball, we talk about Jordan
I don't think he said,
LeBron.
but he didn't say he was the fastest man in the world. He
said faster than him.
Chase my time. Exactly. Faster than the third man in the world.
LeBron gets that talk because of what? NBA championships? Because he's a higher scorer, because he's been in the league for 20 years. Mm-hmm. That's why you're talking about a GOAT debate. Listen. No, that's why you're giving it to him.
Right.
LeBron has the greatest season in NBA history.
No.
Exactly. That's what I want to talk about.
Noah Lyles ran the fastest time in track.
One of them.
The third.
Exactly, and he's still telling you that's hard. You can't even get there. He's telling you it's hard to get to even the third fastest.
But that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. LeBron hasn't had a season where it's like LeBron literally has had MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year, and the NBA championship. Giannis has done that. That made Giannis in that year a better basketball player than LeBron James. Is that not a fair argument?
It is, but to that same argument, bro just lost 100.
Exactly, but to that same year,
but LeBron never won defensive player of the year.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying there has been a year where Noah Lyles has won Olympic trials, has won world championships, and has been a gold medalist.
There has not been a year where he's done all that.
A gold medalist on a relay?
There has been a year where
I ain't said the open one on purpose. Oh damn.
On the relay?
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying, yeah.
She's long.
Yeah, she is cooking. Well, that's the final.
That was a 10
she won it. That's the final.
Yeah.
Look at the conditions.
Yeah, it's wet. That track is
wow,
wet.
We just watched
and she just ran a 10.7. Yeah.
Yeah. Woo. we saw her in prelims though.
What was the question?
But he hasn't won world championships, USA trials, and got an Olympic gold.
All in the same year.
Nope. He's never done.
Never done it with.
Last year in Tokyo, the only thing he medaled in was 200.
He wasn't on 4x1.
I think he was, but I think it was like an error or something like that. Somebody dropped the time or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
And then
I ain't even see it.
He didn't do the Olympics in 2016.
Nope.
So the argument is there.
Yeah,
I just know being the third fastest man in the world is a lot harder than being better than LeBron James.
Yeah, that's the thing, bro. Like, yeah,
I can see somebody before he is done racing. I can see somebody moving him to fourth.
But I mean, that's called evolution. That's kind of how the sport was supposed to go.
Okay, so like you said, he didn't compete in 2016, right? But LeBron's been in the game for 20 years. He wasn't the best when he came in, and now there's a point in time where he's the best in the world, and he's still getting that nod now. But like, he's technically not the best basketball player. He's playing at the highest level. Like I said, he's playing the best basketball right now. But you truly think that LeBron James right now is the best basketball player?
No.
All right. And so did you think at the beginning of his career that he was the best basketball player? You're saying it from his body of work. You're not saying it from who he is now or who he came into the game as. You're saying it over the course of these years, LeBron James has been the best basketball player. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times in between there, if Kobe was still, God rest in peace his soul, if Kobe was still in conversation, it'd still be a conversation.
Yeah, it would. Yes, sir, it would.
That conversation will be a little bit more present.
Nah,
and I still haven't given an opportunity. I still haven't given that nod to LeBron. Cause he still got more that he got to achieve. But like being a better basketball player as far as right now, man, that's crazy. She really.
So you say your final answer is it's harder to be faster than Noah Lyles than.
It's harder to run. It's harder to run. Let me make this clear to the audience. It's harder to run faster than Noah Lyles' fastest time.
Okay.
Than it is to be a better basketball player than LeBron James.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Agreed. 100%. Coming from a person who's done both, trained both, it's going to be harder to knock those seconds off than it is to get a higher percentage of a shot.
Early on in high school, because that's the reference point, high school or college. Yes, we are still developing. We're still honing in on our body and our strengths and stuff like that. So we're going to be able to cut things off. We're going to be able to cut off the fat. Once you get past that level and you're professional, bro, like in the speeds and everything,
improving is
like
hard.
it is not easy. For example, so Joel Embiid didn't start playing basketball till what? He came up to the States.
Mm-hmm.
What was
right?
What did I say Noah Lyles' personal best was?
You said 9'8".
9'8".
My question is, so you said LeBron, right? Or I was asking about Joel Embiid. He didn't start playing basketball until how old was he? Maybe he was like 19.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say he was a teenager.
He was late, right?
Yeah.
Was he a better basketball player than LeBron James this past season? You will not ever see that happen in track and field. If somebody comes up and beats Noah Lyles, it's because they've been training their whole life to do it.
Yeah. No, that's a fact.
That's my point.
There's no way you can gain that much speed in a small amount of time.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my point. The learning curve.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Go ahead, step that one. Argument over off that. It's been done. He basically just showed you it's been done. We just had a very small window of time, and he's gained ample skill.
Yeah. Versus
gaining
training
speed
your whole life
to gain or to
your
shave
whole
off a
life
millisecond.
to get to that 9'8".
Yeah,
You got to train your whole life to get there.
that's big facts.
You can't pick it up at 19.
Mm-mm.
And that's part of the reason why I didn't make it, I feel like, as far as I could have in track and field. Because I picked it up late. I picked it up as a senior in high school.
Senior in high school.
I was competing in USA trials and, you know what I mean, trying to make an Olympic team. Then turned around and tried to do it for 3x3 basketball. Late. Not in my prime. I will see more opportunities in the sport of basketball to do that than the sport of track and field.
Big facts.
And that's why I see the sport like that. Swimming, you got to train your whole life to get that.
You in the pool since you were little.
Gymnastics even.
Same thing.
Same type of thing. You have to train your whole life for that one specialty. That's why my perspective is the perspective that it is.
Not that it's easy to learn basketball either by any means. However.
Not that LeBron James ain't great and what he's doing. It's just that's the perspective that I have. People can come in at 19 and...
Yep. Not everybody's going to.
Because of their size, because of their hand size, their wingspan, because of this, because of that. You can't do that in track, bro. You can't just walk in. You can't just walk in and think you about to run
and especially when you're elite. So I think that's even why he formed his mouth to say that. Because, bro, I'm elite. I'm one of the fastest people on this planet. How can who can? Yeah, right now. I mean, right now.
LeBron James, one of the best basketball players on this planet.
Right now.
Right now.
And I mean, the only person who could fix their mouth to not put right now is Usain, bro, because that's just incredible. That's incredible. Like, he's probably gonna be the only person to be able to say.
The dude that's in second place. I don't know who the I don't know who the second person
is.
You ain't looking
US? I think it's a USA. No, it's one of his teammates.
It ain't Johan Blake.
I was just about to say this is one of his teammates.
Johan Blake.
I think so.
Or maybe it might not be Kaden Ledecky.
Ledecky, yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Dang, it was a great dialogue around that.
Nah, for real.
Like, we want to hear y'all thoughts though. What do y'all think? Is it harder to be a better basketball player than LeBron James or run faster than 9.8?
Oh, he not even.
You talk about all time. All time sprinter, yeah, he's not even up there.
He's not even top 10 all time.
Yeah, all time, yeah. Because there's a lot of 9.4s, 9.5s, 9.6s in there.
I think you have 4 Jamaicans in the top.
You got 4. You got 3 in the top 5.
3 exactly.
Yeah. Johan Blake, Usain Bolt.
Johan Blake, and then Asaf Powell.
Oh, Asaf Powell, yep.
And second place is Tyson Gatlin.
Yep.
And then fifth
like
is
Justin Gatlin.
Yep, Justin Gatlin. You know what I mean? So it's like to reach that category and reach that time, it's hard, and we might not see that again.
We
and
might
that's
not.
what his point is. It's harder to get there, and we might not see that again. And that's what Ty was saying about Usain. To get to that category, to crank that, to get in that top 10, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
There is somebody right now that can touch him.
You saying?
That can touch Noah Lyles.
But that can touch him.
That's right now has a faster time in the world than him.
All time though.
His personal best, yes.
All time.
All time.
Who is that?
Name is from Jamaica, Kashan Thompson, a 9.7.
A 9.7. That's his fastest.
He was born in 2001.
And that's his fastest time.
That's his fastest time.
Yeah, that's good though. But that's what I'm saying. It's harder to eclipse that, bro. Because I just gave you 4 basketball players. Luka's playing better basketball than LeBron James. Jokic. Joel Embiid, SGA, Giannis. Like last year, those were all better basketball players than LeBron James. You're naming one person that you said can touch him, and that's in the 100. But what about the 200? Yeah. Can that nigga turn around and touch him in the 200 too?
Because that changes that's a whole nother race.
That's where you talk about being the fastest.
Someone like Usain Bolt with a long frame, like he will
cook.
do well in that.
Yeah.
Someone a little shorter, Tyson Gay, Justin Gatlin, a little shorter, they might not cook as well.
Come on, bro.
Distances change things too. Yeah.
Come on, bro. We got. Let's talk about it. Then we're gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it. We can name.
It's hard, man.
We can name. LeBron might be in the top 10 of top basketball players right now, right? Might. He's gonna be in the top 10 all time.
Right.
But right now,
Mike. Noah Lyles, you talking about?
There's no question.
Top 5 right now.
top 3 right now.
We'll see.
And he's not
top
3
right now.
He is top.
He's top 3 right now.
Top 3 right now.
Yeah.
We gonna.
We just walked Kevin down.
And then now, he done ran the 9.8 already. Now you about to put him on the biggest stage in front of the biggest with everybody.
Exactly.
Now that 9.8.
So you brought into conversation prelims?
You just seen how they just ran prelims. You just seen how Sha'Carri ran prelims.
I'm done with this man, y'all. He just talked to me.
Hey, longer frame, bro.
She just lost when it mattered.
No, but like, that's the thing, bro. Like, you brought in prelims? You tried to convince me off of a prelim? Bro, what?
Versus.
That's like saying LeBron didn't perform well in the exhibition game.
Man.
But he did, didn't he?
Yes or no?
Yes and no. Yes and no.
All right.
He ain't do what he do right now.
That was it. That's the pod.
That's the pod.
And that is talk that talk.
We got a producer trying to wrap it up, but he don't want to talk about it no more. Yeah, like we hating on LeBron this episode. Cut the episode.
Hey, all due respect to LeBron. LeBron's the MVP of the finals. Team USA has done an amazing job, and that just shows y'all how competitive it can get on the national stage. When we're talking Olympics, we're talking the best. It's a very, very small margin, and that's why these conversations get the way they do. I'd like to thank Kevin for chiming in and giving us a good conversation. My guy, that fly guy Ty. If y'all tuning in, make sure y'all download the podcast. Make sure y'all subscribe on YouTube at Bionic Brooks. But if y'all see me on the streets, make sure y'all say what's up. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.